April 14, 2025. This is the S&P 500 E-futures mini on the 2002 chart. This is what the chart looked like today. It looked like it was a rally, kind of an M-type structure, sell-off, kind of a consolidation bounce, and then a rally and another sell-off. For the most part, the market really didn't move too much or move anywhere on a daily chart. That's how I drew up the charts today. And I took a total of 2 trades, one here and one here. I was profitable on both. Today, compared to the last previous, couple of weeks, have been a little more has been a lot less volatile, a little easier to manage, but it also made it so there weren't as many trading opportunities. However, the trading opportunities felt a little safer and less likely to just kind of wash you out on really big, crazy moves. Because the ATR, it was still high, but not as high as it has been the last few, I guess, couple weeks because of the tariff news. There's no economic data that came out to really move the markets. So this is just kind of a meandering, slow, churning, choppy day. I'm going to get into the trades right now. Didn't mean to do that. Go ahead and zoom back out. The pre-market from Friday's close gapped up, chopped around. It looked like it was moving up this big yellow up channel. It did, excuse me. It looked like it was following this orange up channel, broke, test the high, came back down, and kind of chopped around. Pushed up, and on the open, it kind of created the high a day. Then it started flushing or started selling. There's a new high, first entry long. Technically, you have a second entry long here. This would have been a possible trade, except it is a bearish signal bar. And this is right at the open. This is 7 seconds after the open. So that is very quick because, as you can see, between here and here is only 4 seconds. So 2,000 trades, not 2,000 shares or 2,000 contracts, but 2,000 individual orders had flushed through it in 4 seconds, which is quite a lot. So I'm not taking a trade like that. I'm just kind of sitting on my hands waiting for kind of the opening market churn to slow down. Moves down on what looks like this purple down channel, creates a new low, pushes up, comes back down, creates a new low right down here. There's a new low, it creates a first entry short, pull back, second entry short. Technically it creates a third entry short, but this is actually where I saw a trade and I took it. Because from here, it creates a new low. Prices are coming from the top of the range, which looks like it's starting to develop right about here. It's a break of the green up channel, break, tests and makes a new high, comes back down, and in real time, it looks like it made another attempt and closed below the EMA, even though the EMA is a little even, excuse me, not even, but a little bit flat. And I'm thinking this is more of a visual first entry short, pull back, second entry short, technically a third one, but visual second entry short, and it creates a lower high. Lower high, now I did keep in the back of my mind that there might be some kind of support here, but I was thinking it could break through, so I actually waited. It opens here, it kind of flushes up, comes back down, and I put my order 1 tick below this guy because it was approaching the close of ticks remaining of this big green bar. I entered, and then it actually reverses. So it reverses up. It doesn't take me out because my stop's actually 1 tick above this guy. Comes back up and matches the high. So at this point, when this one was forming, I was pretty certain I was going to have a losing trade. Then it flushes down and gives me actually the 2-point scalp because I'm going for 2 points. Now I look back at this in hindsight, and this is actually not the best setup because the signal bar had too much stem, which is technically this is the signal bar, it has too much stem. If it closed the low, it would have been a little bit more higher probability, even though it could still fail on a high probability trade. And also, I should have considered more seriously that the prices are moving into this support area. So even though I had kind of a developing range down here, there is all likelihood that this could have been a sub trading range and I could have bounced off of here, which it did, but I was just managing to survive this trade. It does create a new high, first entry long, second entry long, potential failure. But if I didn't take this trade and I saw this candle, I likely would not have entered because this is clearly developing a support area right here. As I said, I was lucky to have actually scalped out. It looked like if I tried to stay any longer for more points, one of these candles would have stopped me out for sure. Even if I kept it way up here, this candle would have stopped me out, even for a bigger loss. So this isn't actually a very good trade. It was actually a lucky trade. I jumped in early before this candle fully closed. Well, actually, this candle closed, but I didn't wait for confirmation because you technically need this candle to break below this guy to create the lower high, which it did. But I entered early, and when it closed, it flushed up high. So I was just actually lucky on this trade. Prices move up, break of the green up channel, test the high, kind of flushes back down, creates a new first entry long, second entry long, but this is too tight. This isn't a good signal bar. Moves back into range. Also looks like it's moving down this orange down channel. Creates a new low. It's a first entry short, pullback, second entry short. The second entry short, unfortunately, it's a possible trade. It's a break of this orange down channel, and you expect a test of the low. But in real time, I really wanted this to be red because it looks like it's moving back into range. This orange down channel needs to test the low. I'm thinking it's going to come all the way back down to the low of this developing range. So this is this orange down channel, low of the range. EMA is starting to hold prices down. Decent signal bar. I just wanted to be red, so I skipped it. In this case, it would have worked for that quick 1 point scalp, 1 or 2 point scalp. Pushes up, moves up. Looks like it's 2 legs up, and then it moves into the shallow channel, but doesn't fit very well. So I'm not too excited on trying to look for a trade to accommodate this kind of price action right here. Prices move down. It's a first entry long, pull back. And that's pretty much all you get. You get a second entry long here, but it's not a good signal bar. Too far from the EMA, below the EMA. No real good setup. It also creates a new low, first entry short, second entry short. I marked it with a black arrow because I saw it. In real time, I was thinking, is there a short here? But I really couldn't justify a trade. I needed this candle to actually move up, hit the EMA, and then flush down. And unfortunately, that doesn't happen. And it doesn't even close at the low. So it kind of closes at the midpoint. So not even an almost trade, just something I saw in real time, had a hunch, but nothing I could justify entering a trade with. Prices move down. This yellow down channel actually fit tighter right here or initially. There's a breakout. Saw a breakout here, comes back up. I'm trusting this resistance pretty well now because it had 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, not quite a fourth one. Breaks down and it looks like it broke, tested low, and it kept going. So actually I dragged this and I thought, okay, there's no overshoot here. Most likely it's something like this. Has a small breach, breaks below, overshoot, comes back up. I'm expecting a corresponding symmetrical overshoot on this side. It kind of does that. Creates a new low. It's a first entry short, pull back. Creates the second entry short. This is actually where I take my second trade, and I actually like this. So there's this big push down. Prices are falling inside this yellow down channel pretty well. There's an overshoot on this side. It kind of creates a corresponding overshoot on this side. So now it's coming back down. I'm expecting still a test of this yellow down channel low. It's a break of this green up channel. Test the high. I'm thinking there's too much pullback on this leg here that this green up channel might not necessarily need to test its high. This could have been good enough. I like that so the signal bar for the second entry short is here. This is a trigger bar. I like that it moved 1 tick above here, engulfed this guy completely, the signal bar, and closed at the low, pretty close to the low. And it's a pretty good signal, pretty good trigger bar. Signal bar isn't that good, but the follow through looks good. Context looks like it's good because it looks like it's moving back into this yellow down channel. So I actually entered, try to reduce my risk. Not really, I think there's a couple ticks below here. I was able to quickly get a 2 point scalp. I just didn't want to have to deal with any potential bounce right here. Looks like if you're still in this trade, because your stop would be up here, you would have actually been able to get out here or at least here. And definitely here, because I wouldn't want to try to exit at this line or even the low of day because you're asking for too much of a move on something like this. So this trade worked out. But continues pushing down. At this point, I'm not sure this is an overshoot anymore. So I actually drag it closer to something like this. Presses, pushes the new low. It's a first entry short. Technically, I have a second entry short, but you can see it as 1 leg, 2 leg. But there's no real setup here to go long. Definitely, I'm not thinking of going short because this orange up channel is in play. Now it's kind of reverses back down. It hits what I think is kind of a support area here. And this actually doesn't exist. This blue line for the top of the range doesn't exist yet. I was playing potentially this earlier range here. Kind of bounces up. Then it kind of creates a triple test. So I actually drew this here. I see about right here. So that's actually a triple test here. So it's actually one leg up, pull back, second leg up. Looks like it made two attempts up, couldn't break through this, but there was no clean setup I could find. I counted this as double bottom, visual first entry short, pullback, potential second entry short. I just wanted a better signal bar. Follow through is strong, but now if I didn't enter after this one closed, it feels too late to try to chase this. So I just see it as one leg up, pullback, two legs up, these two smaller legs inside this big leg here. And then it kind of reverses off the triple test. It looks like it's moving back into this developing range, which is this blue line, this blue line down here. But unfortunately, this didn't set up quite right, so I couldn't take the trade. But it creates a lower high. So I thought, okay, one leg up, pull back, second leg up, first entry, visual first entry short, visual second entry short. Looks like it's creating a lower high. So I thought, okay, this lower high might be possible because it's coming from the low of day. It looks like it's in this range. It failed to create another corresponding high side because this looks like it's pretty good. But I didn't discount the fact that maybe the range is developing down here. So there's enough room to get to the low, decent signal bar. I thought it was a worthwhile possible trade, but I didn't take it. It reverses up. I'm not really sure what the news was on this. I do know Trump was meeting with the president of Ecuador. And of course, during those press conferences, the press asks him all kinds of other questions that he might remark on that could move the markets. But that's unpredictable. So it's hard to just prepare for any type of those remarks because they just come at any time. So I'm just glad I wasn't in a trade here. But there is a new high. It's a first entry long pullback, second entry long. Unfortunately, this didn't create a good signal bar because it could have bounced off of this low of range. But by the time it follows through, it was too late. Plus, if you look at the timestamp, this between this candle and this candle is only 5 seconds. And then this candle is only 6 seconds. So this happened in a matter of about under 15 seconds. So that's hard to even try to get. Prices then continue chopping, moving sideways. I'm thinking I might have a developing yellow up channel coming up. So first entry long here. Technically you have a second entry long here, but there's no real bounce off of anything. It's a decent signal bar, but I can't justify a trade. We kind of have a higher low here, but then it doesn't really have a good follow through because it's not even a good signal bar. Chops up, gets noisy, starts reversing up. At this point, I do trust this yellow up channel support because it looks like it has something. Something is being respected here. The resistance side is a little bit harder to predict. Prices then continue moving up. You do have a new high, first entry long pullback, second entry long. I like the bounce off the EMA, but there's just too much stem here. Then when it creates a higher low here, it's too close to the highs because you're going to essentially be buying into the potential resistance. So no trade here. Prices then continue moving up. Hits the top side of this yellow up channel, first entry long pullback. Again, this is your second entry long signal bar. Nothing too good. Nothing high probability. A little dicey. I did see a possible range here, and excuse me. I did see a possible range here. Unfortunately, these signal bars don't create anything to trust to go long on. Plus, I'm already at the high side of this yellow up channel, so I need something a little bit more reassuring. You do get a higher low here because like a new high, first entry long pullback, second entry long, technically higher low here, but also higher low here, but it's outside of the range now, and breakouts of ranges tend to fail, so it might come back down, so I just had to leave it alone. Pushes up, breaks out of this yellow up channel. Again, you have first entry, second entry, but it's just very tight trading here. I'm not a big fan of this side-by-side candles. Looks like fence post. Starts moving down on this green down channel. Break. And it continues down. So it bounces here. So I'm very interested here, except it's too late in the day. So I was just for practice sake looking at there's a first entry long. Is there a justifiable second entry long? Ideally right here. There is a second entry long, but you don't know it's a second entry long till after the trigger bar closes. But when the trigger bar closes, this doesn't look very enticing. So now if you were still trying to trade at this late in the day, or if this had shown up earlier, I'd be looking for a higher low. You technically have a higher low here, but it doesn't have good follow through. And it kind of moves into the close. So it's kind of it's a change of pace for sure, because today was a lot slower. The pace was a little more manageable for sure. Candles, depending on what time of day or what was happening, might have been kind of big, but this was, I would say, relatively speaking, more of a snooze day than compared to the last previous weeks. So hopefully that was helpful.